Welcome back to Everyday Race. Today I'm going to continue working on my 1995 Ford Ranger named Money Pit. Today I'm going to be looking at the front suspension. The reason for that is because when I drove this truck, it drove really unstable. So I'm going to look into the suspension and try to fix it. So let's get started. So the easiest thing to do is check the shocks if they're in good working order by doing a bounce test. So let me go ahead and do that first and see how bad they really are. Now normally it should bounce once or twice max, but let's see what happens. Going. Yeah, they're definitely bad. Alright, so I want to go ahead and order new front shocks for the truck. I ended up going with the mid-grade KYB GR2 shocks. I got them on eBay. They're pretty affordable. I'll put the link in the description. That way you can check out how much they cost. So first I'm going to start on the driver's side. Alright, to remove the shock, I gotta undo the nut at the very top. It's a 15 millimeter, and I've got a nut. It's a 19 millimeter. So first thing I'm gonna do is spray it with some penetrating oil. I'll let it sit for a bit. Now this one's should be fairly easy. It's just a stud. You pull a nut off. But this one's tricky. It's got a nut. And the problem is when you turn it, the whole thing turns. So the good thing is that it looks like there's a nut that we can put a wrench on, and that's going to keep the shaft from moving around. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I loosened up the upper nut. I had to put a support under the spindle to relieve some pressure from the shock. Now I'm going to pull it out completely and then work on the bottom nut. So instead of moving the upper nut, there isn't much room. I'm just using this one while holding the upper nut, and it's actually working. I really like this nut. It made the job so much easier. There's the nut. So now I gotta take this one off. It looks to be a 19 millimeter. I hope it doesn't break. Surprised I came out with no problems. It's a miracle. So, let's get this shock ready. Putting the washer first, then the bushing second. Now I've got the second bushing, and the washer is going to go on top of it. First I got to remove this shock. Great. Never easy. She's stuck. Got the shock out. That should be easier to get it out of there. Wow, let's break this sucker out of there. She's stuck. She's stuck. We'll break her out. You want to play? Let's play. Yay. She's out of there. So let's do the comparison. This is nice. This is a pretty good comparison. Stay put. Yeah, just look at it. One hand. Let's try this one. Now let's put the sucker in. I'm tired of playing around. I do really like this nut. I wish this one had this nut, but it doesn't, so let's put it back on there. Alright, so got the washer and the bushing. I'm just gonna wait till it goes in the hole. Just go home, would you? Just go home. Alright, she's in the hole. Boom, perfect. So next, put the bushing back in there. And spacer. And the nut can go in there. Alright, gonna tighten that one down. I'll put the wheel back on and lower the truck. Now, I really want to know how's that shock is working. So, let's test it out. Same test as before. Shake it up, see what happens. This side's moving around, this one stops. Yep. Pretty funny. See if you can tell the difference. New shock, old shock. So now let's start working on this side, and hopefully that side is a lot better than this one. Let's get to work. Now the new shocks have been installed, let's do a bounce test and see what the big... Now the shocks. New shocks have been installed. Now let's see what the bounce test looks like. A lot better. As you can see, I've also installed new wheels, well, used wheels. I picked them up for a good deal. They're came out of a Mazda b3000. They're 15-inch rims, and I put two 65/75 R15 tires on them, and it raised the truck up quite a bit. I really like the look. Hopefully it drives just like before, but as you can see, it's pretty much, I don't think you could go any bigger on the tire, because the tire would actually start hitting the bumper. So turned out pretty good.